you all. Listen, today we're going to talk to you all about the worst personal loan companies. Okay. If you have an account with any of these companies I'm about to go over, you need to consider either refinancing with them ASAP or paying them down aggressively. Okay. Now, everyone's situation is going to be a little bit different, but don't worry. I'm going to break down to you guys exactly what you need to do in order to make this happen. Okay. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. So let me know if you guys can see my screen. Put a yes inside of the chat here. All right. And let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. All right. So the very first company that's on our list is going to be One Main Financial. Okay. One Main Financial. Now, One Main Financial has been around for years. Okay. They've never been known to, they've never been known as a company to have low interest rates. Okay. They've always been a company that people have known to be well over 20%, 25%. Back in the day, they would used to call this loan sharking almost, right? So again, a lot of people, have always had issues with them. Now, this is where there's a thin line between being approved, right? And then being denied. Because some people are like, well, man, at least I was able to get the approval. And I get that with like an auto loan, because with an auto loan, you at least have some type of value and you can refinance that, a little bit easier. But a lot of people don't know that you can also refinance a personal loan. We'll talk about that in a second. But the very first bank, well, financial institution is One Main Financial. Okay. They were recently hit with a $20 million fine from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is well before, the new administration took over, but they had got in trouble essentially for doing a lot of add-on fees, add-ons in general. And then when people found out about it, they were having issues getting certain types of refunds. Okay. And it's essentially payday loan territory and is dressed up as an installment loan. Okay. So that, of course, was One Main Financial. All right. By the way, we do have a free webinar that's coming up. Again, you get access to this replay, and it's maximizing your credit score. Okay. So you can scan the QR code right there on your screen, or you guys can go ahead and click the link. I'm going to put the link right here inside of the chat here for those of you who are interested in watching that free webinar. And we show you how to maximize your credit score. It doesn't matter what your current score is, okay? But you all can watch that. Let me put that inside the chat before I forget. I don't want anyone to miss out on that information, okay? So there it is right there. Let's continue. Okay, the next company, number 2, is going to be Mariner Finance. Okay, Mariner Finance. Now, some of you all may have had an auto loan with this particular company. Okay, they do personal loans, but they also do auto loans. Either way, the personal loans are outrageous. Okay, there have been recently over 118 plus complaints on file, and borrowers cite balances that barely drop despite months of payments. Now, this typically happens when you have a higher interest rate. Okay. Anytime you have a higher interest rate, then a lot of the money that you pay every single month, it doesn't go to the principal. For those who don't know, the principal is the amount that you owe. For example, let's say you have a $5,000 loan out, just using a random number, and you have a monthly payment. That first monthly payment, let's say it's $400. We're talking, some people would think, oh, well, $400 goes towards that 5,000. No, it does not. A lot of it is going to go towards interest, which is the bank or the financial institution making money. And then, if you're lucky, $30, $40, whatever, depending on what your interest rate is, this is going to be high interest. So it's going to be less than $50 in most cases, is actually going towards that balance. Okay. And so again, the higher the interest rate, the longer, not the longer it's going to take to pay off, but the more money goes towards interest first before it goes to principal. Okay. So that is Mariner Finance there. The next company on the list is, okay, I want to make sure I wasn't going too fast. The next company on the list is going to be Rise Credit. Okay. Rise Personal Loans. Okay. Now, people have seen interest rates up to 299%. Okay. Again, that is payday loan territory, but they dress it up like it's an installment loan. Okay. Payday loans, you guys know what these places are. They're usually around, in certain neighborhoods. where the income, is shifty, right? And so you're not going to see these places everywhere, but that's usually walk in, you do your thing. But a lot of these, what they call fintech companies that essentially they're all online and they give you loans. Now, that doesn't mean that all of them are bad, but if things don't sound right, if it's not just clear and simple, then it's more than likely going to be higher interest rates. Now, again, I'm going to show you all how to get out of these types of loans. Okay. There are a couple strategies that you can do. But again, we're talking about personal loans. We'll talk about auto loans another day. Okay. Because I recently did a video on that. But either way, Rise is on this list. The next company that's on this list is NetCredit. Let me move myself out the way for this because I don't want to be covering up my text here. So move myself out the way. All right. But either way, now with NetCredit, watch this. Reviews warn of triple digit interest, okay, and a $300 statement fee each month. So people were making their monthly payments, right? But then you have the statement fee, which is not a part of the structure of the loan. Why does that matter? Because again, going back to that $5,000 example, if your monthly payment is $400 and let's say $40, $50 is going towards the actual 5,000, right? Then what ends up happening when you have an additional fee added on to that, and that has nothing to do with the amount of money that you owe. So keep that in mind as you're going through this entire process, okay? And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau got a lot of complaints alleging that there were usury level APRs, okay? We're talking some APRs for different states. They went under the radar, but it was extremely too high, okay? So again, just because you get approved doesn't mean that you should keep it or that you should move forward, okay? I'm gonna say that again. Just because you get approved does not mean that you should move forward. But there's different type of people watching this right now. Some of you all, I'm catching you right before you say yes to something, right? But some of you all, you guys are already with a personal loan company. It doesn't have to be any of these companies that I just mentioned. There's a lot of companies out there that may not have gotten as many complaints. They may not have done as many loans, but people are not having a good experience with them is the short version. That said, I got a strategy for you. So this is what you need to do. Okay. There's really only two things that you can do. Okay. You guys ready? Write this down. Number one is going to be refinancing the loan. Okay. Number one is going to be refinancing the loan. Okay. Why do you want to refinance the loan? You want to refinance the loan because you want to get better terms. Okay. A lot of people don't know this. Yes, you are paying off a personal loan with another personal loan. Okay. Let me break down to you why you will be open to doing something like this. It's not just the loan itself. You want to make sure that you're getting the best terms. So if you have an interest rate over 15%, particularly double digits, but it's kind of hard to get a single digit interest rate in most cases right now. Okay. But if your interest rate is in the double digits, 12%, 15%, 20%, things of that sort, yes, interest rates are not the best right now, but there are some better rates that you can get. So one, you have to increase your credit score. If you were a 510 when you first got approved for the loan, and now you're a 510 again, and you've had the loan for a year, 2 years, then you're not going to be able to refinance that loan. You have to increase your credit score. Okay. Let me tell you all something. You are better than what you are. Somebody put that in the comments. I'm better than what it looks like. Okay. I'm better than what it looks like because even though your credit score may be, I get it, it could have been low at that time and you got the best options, the best rates, the best terms that you can get at that time. That's what people don't understand. You can't keep going through life having a low credit score. You can't keep going through life, even outside the credit score, not knowing what your options are. See, if you keep treating everything like you've been treated when you didn't have the best credit, then you're going to keep signing your name to stuff that doesn't make sense. I've seen people with good credit make bad decisions as well, too, because they're so used to high interest. They're so used to the hookup. They're so used to, having to put down deposits and all the rest of these things. So as your credit score improves, so should your terms. Okay, your terms should change as well. So keep that in mind as you're going through this entire process. So that's number one is refinancing. These are two options here. I'm gonna put one of these companies is Upgrade and another one is Upstart. Okay, so I'm gonna put both of those links inside of the chat here. Now, these companies, now, do they have higher interest rates? They don't go past, I think, a certain amount, but they allow you to refinance these other personal loans. So you can take out a loan with them, get better terms, and take that loan and pay off the other one with horrible terms. Okay. One of the questions I always get is, well, how soon should I do this? Well, I would say as soon as possible. But if you got like less than 8 payments left, less than 5 payments left, it's probably not going to be worth it. But if you got like, a year left, 2 years left, 3 years left, you need to strongly consider going this route. Okay. I'm going to put these links inside of the chat here so I do not forget. Okay. So, and there's soft pulls, by the way. What is a soft pull? A soft pull means that you can apply, okay, and then they'll let you know your terms, the conditions, what you've been approved for. And then if you decide to move forward, and only if you decide to move forward, will they do a hard pull. Now, if they don't do the hard pull, I'm sorry, if you don't move forward, then there won't be a hard pull. Does that make sense? Okay. So you don't have to worry about the hard inquiry if you decide not to move forward. But if you're like, you know what, I want to compare these rates to my local credit union. Listen, there's no obligation to move forward. I want to make sure everyone gets that. Okay. Then now the next option is going to be paying these things down aggressively. Let's say, for example, you're not in a position to get approved for another loan. Your credit score is not high enough, your DTI, whatever that reason is, or you just say, you know what, I really don't want to take out another loan. I know myself. I don't know if I'm going to pay the other loan with this loan. No problem. Then you need to get really aggressive paying down these personal loans. You have to get aggressive paying down these personal loans. What I mean by aggressive is making more than the minimum payment. Minimum payments are not just for credit cards. These payments are designed to keep you in debt long enough so they can make money off of you. You're recurring income to them. Okay, they count on you to keep making those payments. So just because the minimum payment is $100, you want to pay more than the minimum payment. Okay, someone put in the comments more than the minimum, more than the minimum. You want to make more than the minimum payment. This is not just with personal loans, guys. This is with auto loans. This is with student loans. This is with personal loans. This is with your mortgage loan. This is with your credit card. This is with Afterpay. Anything that you're making monthly payments on, my question to you is, can you pay more? You will listen. You should listen. I'm gonna do another video. Matter of fact, I'll write this down for this week. I'm gonna show you all what an extra $50, does to your mortgage. And like $50, $25, $100 towards your mortgage. $50. Like, what if you made an extra $50 towards your credit card payment, right? And again, that's going straight to the principal in most cases. Okay. But either way, I want to make sure you guys got that information. Was this helpful? Yes or yes? I'm sure it was. Now, listen, I know many of you all have credit goals you're looking to accomplish. Okay. That's what 850 Club is here for. We're here to not only provide you with information, as we've been doing this since 2012, and we've been doing this on YouTube since 2015. By the way, the YouTube channel will be 10 years old in September for those who are interested in knowing. But anyway, we've been giving over 2,000 videos worth of advice, and we're going to keep doing this. But I want to let you know something. If you are serious about your credit goals this year, if you're serious, if you're tired of just talking about it and you actually want to get yourself closer to accomplishing your credit goals, here's what you can do. Right here on your screen, you're seeing a list of people that are just like you. Okay. They were watching the YouTube videos. They said, man, I want to help. I want to accomplish my goals faster. I know many of you all want to accomplish your goals faster. If you want to accomplish your goals faster, put faster inside the comment section. If you want to get there faster, here's what you need to do. You got to join my 850 Club Elite. Why should you? With inside of the 850 Club Elite, not only do you get access to me, but you get access to my team. You also get access to the community, right? So people that have accomplished goals that you're looking to accomplish. We have people that's about to be landlords. We have people that just lowered their car payments, like literally just lowered their car payments $100 a month, right? We have people that are improving their credit scores. Let me show you all what this looks like. Look, you guys can see this right here, June 4th, 43 points. We got Marcus Edwards here. He says, listen, if you haven't gotten a custom game plan from Calvin or his team, you need to, right? He says that, listen, he got approved for his first American Express card. Okay. So again, we're not putting people in debt, by the way. We're showing people how to maximize their scores. If you have a credit card anyway, it may as well have a limit. That way you're ready for whatever. If you're going to drive a car and finance it anyway, you may as well have the best terms. If you're going to pay rent anyway, you may as well be in the apartment that you want to be in or learn how to buy an apartment, right? You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know that in 80% of neighborhoods nationwide, you can buy property within a quarter-mile radius for around the same amount of money you're paying for rent. People don't know these things. But either way, and again, getting people in the 700 clubs, people have never been in the 700s before, okay? So again, that's what you most definitely can do, all right? So listen, I'm going to stick around in the comments for a little bit. I have another meeting coming up here. But listen, this is our elite member of the day, Mr. Cowell. Okay, now listen, he's been with us for a short period of time, but you guys can see right here, he is now a part of the 700 club. Okay, listen, look at that, 771, 772, and always giving people advice and always dropping out to Mr. Cowell as well, to Calvin Cowell. Appreciate you being here, sir, as usual. Let's jump into a comments here before we get out of here today, hey guys. All right, so now here's the deal. That there says yes. Okay, Nicholas is in the house. 850 Club Elite, greatly appreciate you being here as well too, sir. Grounded for the Bag is in the house. Mike Brown is in the house. Nick says, listen, hit that like for the algorithm. Appreciate you guys being here. That's for sure. Grounded for the Bag says, oh wow, I dealt with them back in the early 2000s. Exactly. Okay. And that's the thing. We don't know our options. See, other times we've been in the low 500s for so long. You've been in the 500s for so long. You've been in the 600s, low 600s for so long. You don't know what your options are, right? It's no different than only going to the restaurants in your neighborhood and not going further out, right? So it's not until you start qualifying for more. There's more out there. You don't know what you don't know. Someone put that in the comments so people know when they come back and watch the replay. They don't know. Listen, you don't know what you don't know. And that's my job to make sure you guys get this information. Okay. Mickey Hines says, I had no idea. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jody Breeze says, Santander has to be the worst auto loan. Listen, they are most definitely number one. We can be talking about auto loans here for sure. Nick says outrageous. Absolutely. Annie says 850 Club Elite is in the building. Mickey says, unfortunately, I need to refinance this loan with One Main. Yes, Mickey. Listen. So, Mickey, what you want to do, try those soft pull options, those soft inquiry options I put inside the chat. I'm going to put them back inside the chat here. Okay. So this is for personal loans. It's a soft inquiry. Okay. There is no effect on your credit to see if you can get approved. And if they say that you got denied because of your, let's say, your score, then listen, the 850 Club Elites is here. Now, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, well, Calvin, what if I don't want to join the 850 Club Elite? No worries. Just binge watch the videos. We have over 2,000 videos. At least 800 of them are long form. So listen, if you watch our videos, you most definitely can get there. But if you want to get there faster, because see, time is something that is the most valuable commodity that we have. So if you want to get to homeownership this year, if you want to lower your car payment this year, if you want to get that high limit credit card this year, if you want to accomplish your credit goals this year, I'm telling you where to go. Okay. I'm telling you, this is where we have it at. All right. Nicholas says, I'm better than what it looks like. That's sure. Mike Brown says, I'm better than what it looks like. Dale's gonna be telling his story very soon, for sure. Abraham says op loans is worse than all in companies together. So check this out. I was gonna put op loans on here, but op loans they have been doing a lot more lower interest rate stuff. So I was gonna put them on here. Okay, they actually the list was 5. But I dropped it down to 4. I was like, I don't know, because if you go look at op loans reviews, It's mixed, but they got so many good reviews. But I'm telling you, it was not always like this. Op loans they were trash for many years. Okay, but anyway, I'm not promoting anybody. Grinding for Bad says yes, op loans has been trash. All right. So listen, and Quixote says, he says, I've never had school loans. I've been denied for everything. Well, you just need a strategy. If you have always gotten high interest rates, if you've always been told to put a deposit down, if you've always been told you need a cosigner, if you've never seen good interest rates, good terms, right? If you walk into the dealership and then everybody runs away, if you call the mortgage lender and you're trying to get that home loan and they never call you back, you need a strategy. Now, I'm not saying those things are right, but you need a strategy. Okay. See, people, they'll run away from you, but banks won't. They'll just look you in your face and just deny you. But people can't tell you that you deny for some reason. But here's the thing. You need a better strategy. It's okay to get a coach. Olympians have coaches. Athletes have coaches. Who do you have? You say, well, I'll talk to my pastor about what I need to do. Pastors are not, I'm not going to go that. Come on now. And I'm not knocking it. Again, you can't ask for relationship advice from people that don't have strong relationships, and not in a bad way. They just don't specialize in that. No different than talking to, a cardiologist, somebody that focuses on the heart, and you talking to, a dental surgeon. Those are two different people. The thing is, you want your family to have the answers. You want your mom and dad to have the answers. You want your pastor, your husband, your wife. You want them to have the answers. A lot of times they don't have the answers. Just because they're family don't mean they have the answers. Right? Listen, you have to go to where people know what they're talking about. And I promise you, this is what this channel is all about. All right. So again, listen, we most definitely want to help you get there for sure. Credit score never go work. Listen, we're going to make sure that you get there for sure. Albert's in the house, and Albert says, listen, make sure you all pay more than the minimum. More than the minimum. Okay. But listen, and Dino said, listen, you must not be in our community at all because it's positive vibes for sure. But if you need help, Calvin, his team can help you. Listen, we're trying to tell you. And again, and not in a bad way. See, sometimes people have just been denied and been told no for so long. It's like they don't believe in anything. But I know you believe in something. That's why you're here. I know you believe in something. That's why you clicked on this video. I know you still believe because we're now 22 minutes in the video and you are still here. I can't go by what you say because what you do speaks so loud. You're still here. That's an action. That means you have interests. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm just saying, listen, there is hope. Okay, this ain't church. This is your goals. I'm here to remind you about your goals. Who else reminds you about your goals, your credit goals? Listen, okay, I'm not your personal trainer. Okay, but I'm not, that's my job, is to make sure you keep your credit goals in front of you and we have the right strategy. Okay, but either way, guys, listen, registration is going to be closing. We have our Wednesday morning meeting. So if there's questions that you have for me, you can get those questions answered directly from me this Wednesday. And we have some other events that's coming up as well. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me give you guys a sneak peek here. When you guys get into the 850 Club Elite, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. Let me go ahead and share this screen here so you guys can actually see this. Okay. So you guys can see right here. Okay. Because listen, William said we got to get there faster. Now, as soon as you get here, as soon as you get inside the 850 Club Elite, this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to go to where it says the calendar. I'm sorry, the classroom section first. Okay. Inside the classroom section, here's what you're going to see. If you want to get a custom game plan where my team and I look at your credit report, this is where you go. If you want to increase your credit score, there's a strategy in here in the 300s, 400s, 500s. If you're trying to understand how trade lines and authorized users work, if you're trying to understand the collection process, if you need dispute letters that actually are going to set the right expectations, again, that's going to be there as an option. If you say, you know what, I need to be reading something, right? We have a book of the month that we touch on every single week. If you want to lower your car payment, if you need a better personal loan. And listen, we're talking about, and this is not just that stuff. We're talking if you are looking to go into business funding. Okay, listen, we're about to repackage this whole situation right now. I'm telling you, okay? But no matter what your credit goal is, we can help you. Okay, we can help you. All right, and that's just what's going on there. Then we also have, let me move this, hold on. Sorry, I couldn't see something. And then, of course, we have our, this was coming up this week. We have a power talk this week. We have a financial advisor coming this Thursday. Okay. So if you got questions for a financial advisor, this is your opportunity to get those questions answered. Now, she won't be to stick around all day, but she's going to talk about why most financial plans fail. That's this Thursday. Okay. So again, we got everything you need to help you get to where you want to be in 2025. All right. But either way, guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and put this link inside the chat here. Okay. So again, if you want to accomplish your goals faster, then what all you got to do is come inside the 850 Club Elites. Okay. And then we have some other options right here on this link here as well. All right. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for being here. I greatly appreciate that. Listen, Dale over here spilling the beans. Me and Dale got something we whipping up for y'all real soon. Me and Marcus got something coming pretty soon for y'all. Okay. So listen, Dale says, Calvin, I saw the email. The days and times are good for me. What should I do? Just send us an email, Dale. We're gonna make sure you're good. Okay. Listen, grinding for the bag. They don't know we got something coming for them real soon. So stay tuned, guys. You guys are gonna love what we got coming up next. This next thing that we're dropping is gonna help so many people. I promise you that. All right. But either way, and Instagram, make sure you guys go ahead and comment the word credit so you guys can get access to my free credit workshop as well. And don't forget, for those of you also on Instagram, on YouTube and Facebook and such, listen, here's my free credit training. You guys can still get access to it. The replay is going to be taken down in the next couple days here. Okay. But either way, we'll